we're going to look at how to use structure blocks to copy and clone structures in Minecraft.
Yes.
Now, I had to do some research because I rarely use structure blocks because they're a little bit limited. And with a structure block, you can only use structures that are not more than 64 by 64 blocks in Minecraft. I mostly use a tool called Amulet that has much more capabilities and much more features. And what's very interesting, Amulet has an undo button. You know, Minecraft hasn't got an undo button.
No, I know that the hard way.
Yeah. But when you use Amulet, you have an undo button, and when you do something wrong, you can turn back. So I will show you in short how to use a structure block to copy or export small structures. But I'm also going to show you how Amulet works, because that's a very, very, very powerful tool to use when you're working with Minecraft. Is that okay?
Great. Yes, it's absolutely okay. Can I ask you something stupid?
Yes.
But okay, why should I need to know how to clone and copy structures?
Well, I think it's very handsome when you create a world and you have stuff in a world that you want to reuse in another world. Yes, then you don't have to rebuild it block by block, but you can copy the structure and paste it in the new world.
Okay, in the contents, in this, where can you copy that?
You can copy it in any world. So you
any world, but in which part? It's which part of the world?
You can choose it.
Resources, where it says resources.
No. It's really like what you see is what you get, a solution. So you can see what the blocks are that you copy, and you can see what the blocks are that you paste on another place in your world. So for instance, I used it when to create a world where every learner, every student had their own garden. So I created a world with a garden, a house and a garden, and the students, they're primary school students, second year, so they're like 8 years old. And it was a world about growing things. Yeah, growing plants and growing food and growing vegetables and stuff like that. So I made one house with a garden behind it, and I copied the garden and pasted it 25 times.
Wow. Yeah.
So I didn't have to create 25 houses with a garden.
Of course
In
not.
that way, you can create a world where lots of students are coming together and work in their own little space. And you don't have to create it 20 times or 25 times, you know? So it takes a lot of work away from you when you want to reuse structures from a world. It's also
and I
possible.
think we do, huh? I think we do. We do need to use things many times and reuse.
Yes. Like I'm going to show the little world. Going to search the world. It's called gardens. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so like here you see every house here has a little garden. The white stripe is where the pupils have to dig a ditch to fill it with water, because plants need water to grow. But you see, I have here like a street with all these different houses and like water holes in the middle of the street, but I only built one house and one well. And the rest of the houses and the wells I just copied. So when kids come into the world, going down here, so when kids come in the world, they have an NPC that gives a little bit information. It says Farmer Femke, that's a Dutch name. And they go to the sign and they read, for all the houses have a number. The odd numbers are on the right, the others are on the left. What have you got to do in your garden? They have a little instruction here. And when they go to their house, like here, they got their, oh, I'm sorry. They got a little house, and in the box they got a shovel, they got a bucket, they got some seeds they can use, and they need to plant the seeds in their garden. But in this situation, it's a world where all the pupils come together in one world, and when I would have to build all these houses and all these gardens one by one, I would have been working for ages. Yes, so this is something I did with, as I said, I mostly use Amulet to copy stuff, but it's also possible with the structure blocks that are available in Minecraft. So when you have to copy structures that are not bigger than 64 by 64, you can use the structure block on an easy way to copy these structures somewhere else.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Does this 64 by 64 has to do with the hot bar that I mentioned? Because all of these items have the number 64.
Yeah, it's a limitation. It's a limitation of Minecraft, indeed.
Okay.
So when you have a structure that's very big, like let's say you have built the Eiffel Tower in Paris, and you want to copy the Eiffel Tower a few times, that won't be possible with structure blocks because it's bigger than 64 by 64. You know, so
yeah.
So I'm going to show you how to use this structure block. Oh, I want to get down like here.
So we're starting from scratch, yeah?
Yes, I'm not going to use this world. I'm going to use another one because this is a world I'm going to reuse later. So I'm going a little bit back. Oh. And save and exit. And I'm going to use a test world. That's this one. Okay, so we have a random world. It has some houses over here. Yes. And I want to reuse some of these structures in another world or on another place in this world. You can choose both. Yeah. So the first I've got to do, I need to use a structure block. Now, a structure block is a special block in Minecraft Education that's not in the inventory. You have to give yourself a structure block by using a command. So I'm opening a command. That's the T button you use. And I'm going to use the command in here, which says give at myself. And myself is, as you see here, S, give at S, space.
Okay,
So,
all of us, yeah.
yeah, give space at S is self, another space. And then I'm starting to type struct. That's all I have to type. And with the tab key, I'm filling the rest of the command. So when you use the tab key, you see you scroll through the different options. I don't have to type it in full. So give at self structure block, and I can say I want 5 structure blocks, for instance. Then you add a number, and you press
how many
enter.
times I need to use it? The number is?
Normally, whenever you want to copy a structure, you need 1 structure block. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I press enter, and you see I have now a structure block in my inventory, my hotbar. Yeah. Okay. The next we do is I'm going to take this little house over here. I'm going to the front. That's the little house I want. I'm going to place the structure block right here. Now I have to be world builder. So that's another command you use a lot.
Yeah, like spawning NPCs, for example.
You probably know this this command because you need to be world builder to spawn NPCs and stuff like that. So I'm going to place this block, and I see now like a border with colors, green and white, that says, oh, this is the place where the border block will, within this place, the border block will copy the structure. So I see it's completely out of the house I want. So I'm going to replace the block, going to do it away, and going to here and place the block over here. And now I see the house is pretty much within the borders I've set. You see, I miss a little bit from the back, and I miss a little bit from the right, but that's no problem. I can adjust that. When I right-click the structure block, I'm entering this view. And in this view, I can see what I'm going to copy. And you see here, the x-axis is in red, the y-axis is in green, and the z-axis is in blue. So I see I miss a little bit on the red, on the x-axis, which is now on 5. I'm going to set this on 7, press enter. So you see, it's getting a little bit bigger, and the whole house is within the borders that are set here. It's already 1 block too much. So I'm going to change it to 6. Enter. Like this. Then the next is I have to expand the z-axis a little bit, because you see I missed a little bit of the house. Let's see. I'm going to expand this by 7. You see it's getting a little bit bigger, but I still don't have the back wall. So I'm going to go a little more. Going to do a little more, like 8. And now you see I have the house. That's pretty complete. I have the back of the house. I have the left wall. I have the front wall. I have the side wall. And I have the back wall. Yeah.
And the inside, perhaps.
Excuse me?
And the inside.
Yeah, well, the
But-
inside, everything was inside this box that's drawn here is also copied with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to give this structure a name, and I call it Desert House. Oh, Desert is with one S. Desert House.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it like this. You have here, so now I've changed the size of the borders, the lines you see here, but I also can change the offset. That means the offset means the place where you start counting 6, 5, and 8. That's the offset. So for instance, when I use as for Y offset 0, you will see that everything goes a little bit up, one block up. When I change the offset from Z, for instance, to 1, you will see that everything shifts 1 to the right. You saw?
Yep.
Everything shifted 1 to the right. Yeah, okay. But I really want to have a little bit of ground with it, so I'm going to put this on -1. So that I have this little bit of dirt over here in my structure. Yeah.
So, excuse me, you modify it according to what you want to do afterward, right? You copy it, and then by changing, by offsetting, you modify the dimensions, right?
Yes.
Okay.
By the offset, the size is how big the white lines are, and the offset defines the starting point where the white lines start.
Yeah.
That's the difference between the two of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you can go on and you can say, do I want entities like cats and villagers and stuff like that included, yes or no? Well, I'm going to say here, no, I don't want entities in my structure. This is something I don't understand why you should remove the blocks, because then you don't see anymore what you're dealing with. So that's a function I don't understand. And with this here, you can show the box, the boundaries, yes or no. I think it's easier to show the boundaries of my box. You can see now I have one block too much on the Z-axis. So I'm going to change my Z-axis to 7, like this. Okay. And now I have a few opportunities, a few functions. When I want to save it, I can save it in memory. So that means that I'm going to reuse it right away in this world, or I can save it to disk. When I save it to my disk and I export it, I can reuse it in another world. Yes?
Yeah.
So when I save it in memory, I will use it in this world. When I save it to disk, I can use it in another world.
But you can't click both boxes, save in memory and save to disk.
It's one of both you have to choose.
Maybe this one is inclusive. Say on the disk. If you save it on your disk, you can use it in the same world as well. Yes or not?
Yes.
Okay, so
in fact, it's better to save it to the disk, because then you can use it everywhere in the same world or in a new world.
Are they heavy? Are they heavy files?
No.
These.
No, it depends a little bit of the borders you set, but they're not too big. It's also possible. So you have, when you save them to disk, you have two opportunities, two possibilities. You save them as an MC structure, and an MC structure, you can reuse it in a Minecraft world. Or the second option is you can use it as a GLB file.
Mhm.
And a GLB file you can use to like print it with a 3D printer, or like use it in Paint 3D and stuff like that. So those are the two possibilities when you save a file, or MC structure or a GLB file. I will show
Yep.
you both. So I'm now going to save this structure on disk and export it. And now he says to me, Desert House MC structure. So when I use the export function, he says to me, I'm going to use it to export it as an MC structure file, so you will be able to use it in another world. When you have here, I'll do that in another way. So I'm going to export it. It's called Desert House MC structure, and I save it.
Okay, when you save it on your disk,
Yeah.
where exactly? I mean, do you save it?
You can choose where to save
On the
it.
desktop, for example.
For instance,
Okay.
now I did use my desktop. This is saying in Dutch desktop, and I saved my Desert House MC structure on my desktop. You can choose, when you use it a lot, you create a folder. Yeah, a folder where you use all your structures, where you put all your structures into it. Okay, so now I'll put it on my desktop. Okay, I've saved it. I'm going back. And I have now this structure saved on my desktop. So I'm opening now a new world. I could use the same world. For instance, when I go over here, whether I do this in the same world or in a new world, it works the same way. I place another structure block. I right-click on the structure block, and then I use, instead of save, I use load.
Yep.
And I put in my structure name. That was Desert House.
Yes.
And
yeah. How do you select the place where you put this block, the structure block? Because before, when you showed me for the first time, it was on the right, as I could see it.
Yeah.
And then you said, no, I'll put it on the left. Why did you put it there? Was it a random movement?
No. Because I wanted I want to see the boundings over here, the bounding lines. They define where the structure will be coming.
So this is the only place.
The first time I put my structure block, I'm going back to here.
I like that, yeah.
So when I put the structure block, you see that now these bounding lines are going to the right of my structure block. When I put my structure block here, for instance, the bounding lines will go that way. On the right.
There is only one position.
Yes.
Actually.
So you have to look a little bit when you place your structure block. You have to look at your bounding lines. And if it's not correct, if it's not fitting your structure, your house, you have to replace your structure block. Okay.
Come again, please. Replace the box somewhere else so that it fits.
When I put a structure block over here, the bounding lines will go to the right.
Yeah.
So then I will have nothing in my bounding, in my boundaries. When I put the structure block here, the bounding lines will go to the right, and then most of my house will be within the boundaries.
Okay.
Yes?
Thank you. Yeah,
okay.
Fine.
So I've put my structure block here. This is my boundary. And that seems okay for me. So I'm going back and I'm going to load the structure. Okay. Voila. and I've got another house over there. You see, I've copied this little house here, and I've copied it to here. I'm going to do it again. So I place my structure block. I right click on it. I put in load, and I put in my structure name that was desert house.
So you have to put the same.
Yeah. You have to remember the name of your structure. And structure colon, that's something that's added automatically. So this is the structure. I'm going back. You see, this is the boundaries within which the structure will be placed. I'm going back. I'm going to click load. And I've got another house.
So that's why you wrote number 5, because you had in mind to have 5 houses, right?
I have 5 blocks.
Yes, 5 blocks. I have 5 blocks. That you generate 5. Yeah. Okay.
So you see now I have this original one over here, and I have 2 copies over there. And every time I place a block and I load the house, I can add another house. And that's how you create a lot of structures, same structures in one world. Yes, I can do this also because I saved it as an MC structure file. I can place this structure also in another world. So the first option is you place the structure in the same world by using the load function. And the second option is you place this structure, this little desert house, place it in another world. Then you have to use the import function. Yes, I'm going to show this. I'm recording this, so you can review it if you like. So I'm going to use another world now. I'm going to a new world. I'll make it like test clone creative, and I'll make a flat world like this.
I was about to ask you. I have muted myself because my husband is continuously sneezing.
Okay.
So we'll have this on the recording.
Yeah. No, okay, that's no problem. So I'm making a new world, test clone. I put a flat world in it. The rest isn't very important. I just go play. It's creating the world like this. I have to give me another structure block because you see in my hotbar there are no structure blocks. So I'm going back to the commands, and I say give at self a structure block. Like this. I have a structure block. When I place this structure block now here, you see again my border. Now the border now when I'm importing isn't very defining, because the border lines will adapt themselves to the structure I'm importing. My structure, my house, my desert house is bigger than what's here on my border lines. Yeah?
Okay, my structure,
my house is like eight blocks, and I think my borders here are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. Yeah. But that's not important. Okay. So I right click again my structure.
Right,
yeah. I'm now not going to save, but I'm going to load, and I'm going to import. Yes. And when I'm going to import, I'm going to the folder that holds my my functions. Hi, Pamela.
Good morning.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you so much for doing this.
It's
Uh,
I'm
no,
probably going to turn off my camera so I can have breakfast, but
Did
thank you
you
very
wolf-
much.
Did you
It's
wolf down
no
your
prob-
breakfast?
Yeah.
yeah. Here it's like 3 p.m.
3 p.m. That's a good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
It's 6 o'clock here.
Okay. 6 o'clock.
Where are you actually? Where do you live?
I am
Tommy?
in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, so right on the Pacific coast up in Washington. So kind of near, very near Canada.
Okay.
My son is
The
in
state that's right-
Connecticut.
Hmm?
My son lives in Connecticut.
Oh, Connecticut. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's on the same
Yale.
parallel, but all the
Mm.
way across the country. Yeah.
Okay. I've recorded the session, Pamela, so you can review the first part of it. We had, I showed, I'm going back here. I showed Dida how to use a structure block.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
Yes.
We've copied a little house from another world.
Yes.
We
Yes,
put
yes,
it onto our hard disk, and now we are going to import this house into this new world I created. Yeah. So
Okay.
I've placed another structure block here, and I'm right-clicking it, and I choose. Normally it says the save function, but now I'm choosing the load function because I want to load my structure, and I choose here import.
Oh.
When I import, I get to the folder. I saved it now on my desktop. I get to the folder Desert House MC structure. That's the structure I saved, and I open it. Yes. Okay.
That's
now
far easier than I thought.
yeah, that's not too difficult. So now it's not a very, I don't know why the house doesn't show. Sometimes it shows and sometimes it doesn't, but it doesn't matter too much because it will be in here. So when I put now loads and I click the load button, the house will be loaded into my world. So there it is.
Wow.
Yep.
So I've
That's going to
copied.
save so much time.
Yeah. I showed Dida in a few moments ago. I'm just going to. This is, for instance, a world where the students, the kids, have to grow their own vegetables. You see, they're all houses, but I only created one house and one garden.
Do you know how long I spent making 36 identical houses?
Well,
Oh my God.
yes. This is one way. Now, as I said to Dida, I don't use this structure block too much because it's limited to 46 by 46 blocks. What I use is a tool called Amulet. I will show it to you for a little moment because I don't have too much time. I have to go on a New Year's reception and a few, at most an hour. So, but the tool Amulet is the greatest tool you can use as a world builder. It's not limited to any limitations like this by 46 by 46 blocks. And you can do a lot more things than copying things like this. You can also, for instance, there are multiple versions of Minecraft. You have the Java version, you have the Bedrock version, you have the education version. Well, the Java version is very interesting because you can add a lot of mods. You can use a lot of different tools. You can add the tools to the Java version. And what's possible with Amulet, you can convert Java worlds to Minecraft education worlds.
Oh, okay, because I can't
So
use
what
Java because
Yeah.
it's blocked in my
Yeah.
school. Okay.
what I'm doing mostly, I have a subscription to the Java Minecraft Java. What I do a lot is use a Java Minecraft, build a world, put add-ons in it and stuff like that to make it very nice. Then I copy the world and I revert it to the Minecraft education world. That's possible, but
the same way, huh? The same
well,
way you should.
Well, it's
more or less.
It's a little bit different.
Okay.
Amulet. It's a little bit different. Okay, so this is one possibility. I'm going back to my world.
We need a picture together with all of our avatars in a
Yeah.
world, so that because
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what avatars you both choose.
Okay, so this was the first word I did. We had here a structure block where between the borders, these little lines is a structure that you are going to copy, and when you
Right.
paste it, you put another block like here. So I've already copied the little house over there. So I put another block. Oh, I have to be world builder, of course. I put another block like here. I've got my border lines. I say load. I put in the structure name that was desert house. I can import.
Okay, because if you're in the world right now,
yeah,
you don't have
yeah,
to go outside. Okay.
Yes, I'm now in another world. I can import it, for instance. It's the same
Okay.
as I did in a moment.
Okay.
I load it, and there's my little house again. But it's in the same world. So I copied it like from here to there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the first part. That's the use of the structure blocks in Minecraft Education, where you first place a structure block. You adapt the border lines as you wish them to. Yes. You save the structure or in memory or on disk. When you save the structure in memory, you have to reuse it in the same world. Yes.
Okay.
Because when you leave the world, the memory is emptied.
Right. Right.
When you
Now-
when you use
I'm sorry, keep going.
Yeah, when you use the save button and you save it on disk, you get this MC structure file that you can reuse as long as you want.
That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Can everything be copied? Like, if I put a sign in, will the sign be copied? Or
No,
if I have an NPC, will the NPC be copied?
no, there is a limitation. We had the same. I think I have a little world out here. Well, we did a hackathon with 104 students,
Wow.
and they were in groups of four students, and they all worked on a different world. And afterwards, that's something we are doing now. We're putting all these worlds together in one world.
That's
Yes.
cool.
So they made a little part of a school, and now we're putting all the classes together in one school world, and we're using Amulet to do this. But
That's great.
Yeah, but this was my test, and I think that an NPC, a camera, and a structure block, I believe, were not copied with Amulet.
Okay.
I have to look at my notes I made, but I think these three were not copied.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can search it for you, which aren't copied, are not copied with Amulet. So I know NPCs are not. That's something I'm certain of. So you can't copy NPCs with Amulet. I have never tried to copy an NPC with a structure block. I don't know.
Just curious, because sometimes I give dialogue to NPC, and I want it's a pain to cut and paste the dialogue into 30.
I really don't know. Well, we can test it.
Well, we'll have to find
right
out.
Now. We can test it right now. NPC and okay. I'm going to make myself world builder. I'm going to say to this NPC, I am Luke, and I'm saying, hi.
That's good enough.
Language teachers. Okay. And I'm going to place a structure block out here. Like this.
That's good.
I'm going to adapt it a little bit so the z-axis is too wide. 2 will be better, like this. The x-axis 2 is also okay. No, that's too little. It has to be 3.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like this. So I fit it within the borders.
Modified.
And I see the x-axis. Let's say it's 2. Like this. So my NPC is now completely within my my boundaries. I will save it to my disk. I include entities, save to disk. Why am I unable to save this?
Maybe because it's just not recognizing that there's anything there.
No, I didn't put the structure name in it.
Oh, okay.
NPC, yeah, okay. So I'm going, I think it's just a little bit too small. I'm going to put the x-axis on 4, like this. So this is my boundaries.
Okay. Okay.
I will save it to disk. Oh, export, sorry. And I do NPC MC structure. Like this. I've saved it now on my disk, so I can go over here. I can place a structure block. I'm going to load NPC import, sorry, NPC. Okay. Import. Well, no, it won't be. Maybe.
Oh.
Yes.
See you that time. It worked. Let's see if she talks.
Yeah,
it's here.
It worked. Look and dialogue. Well, with this option, it works. I know it doesn't work with Amulet. Amulet is a third-party tool, and not everything that's written in Minecraft Education works in Amulet.
Right. Okay.
But this way you can copy NPCs. When you put your boundaries a little bit smaller, you can avoid of having the structure block copied with it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when
it's easy to delete one block.
a little bit smaller, the structure block, it's no problem. I can delete it also. It's no problem. Yeah. So, but this function you can copy NPCs.
Yay.
Okay. Then the next thing is I'm just going to open another world like this one, play. I'm quickly going to show you how Amulet works. But if you want more about Amulet, I have to do it on another time, because it's a little bit more complicated. So first of all, you have to open the world that you're going to work with, and then close it, because when you save this world, it will be the top world of all your worlds. The worlds in Minecraft Education have a very, very, very special name. So you can never see when you have a world, you made a world, you can never see the world you made, you can never see what world it is. It has a very, very special name. So, but the last world you opened is always on top. Okay? So now I'm going to leave Minecraft. Education is very, very important that you quit Minecraft education. Okay? And I'm going to open Amulets. Minecraft and Amulets is here. It opens on another screen, of course. There it is. Okay, that's also on another screen. Okay, this is Amulet. In Amulet, I'm going to say I want to open a world. Also on another screen. And now here I can choose which world I want to open. You see, I've been trying some stuff for a void world with 100 blocks, for a book world, the world with a book in it and stuff like that. So I can say now I want to open the world I just saved. I go to other worlds and I have over here my Minecraft worlds. It's in my, how do you call this? The quick folders or something like that.
Right. Mm-hmm. I understand.
I don't know what it's called in English.
Recent. Maybe recent.
You can add the folders you use a lot. You can add them here in this folder. So these are my Minecraft worlds, and as you see, I don't know if we can get this bigger.
Mm-hmm.
As you see, there have these very strange names. I cannot see which world this is unless when I open this world. Oh, no, it's not here, the file. No, but I know this is the last world I opened. So this is my test world. So I'm going to just click on this world, select map. And now what? This is the world. It's now opened in Amulet.
Okay.
And when I use the 3D editor, it will, you see, it's also in Java. So that's the reason NPCs, for instance, are only in the education version.
Right.
They're not in the Java version, and that's why you can't copy NPCs with Amulet.
Okay.
Because Amulet is really focused on the Java version. But you see here, I'm here in the same world over here. You have to get used to the movements a little bit because they're a little bit different. So, and I'm going to make a selection by clicking and dragging. Like this.
Okay.
So you see, I have now a selection where the little house is in it, but it's a little bit too big. So I'm going to drag it a little bit smaller,
Yeah.
like this. So now the little house, it's a little bit too big here also. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller here, like this. So now I have a selection of my little house, and now I can do the same. I can say I want to copy it and paste it somewhere else. The nice thing about Amulet is that it isn't limited to the 46 by 46 by 46 blocks. So I can select complete chunks of soil, of doesn't matter what. They can be big as you like, like this, for instance. And it doesn't matter. I can copy and paste these selections. What I also could do, I have here now a very, very large selection. I could fill this selection, for instance, with air. when I fill with air, everything disappears. And that's also something like, for instance, here, operation, I'm going to fill, and I'm going to fill my selection with not sandstone, but air. Like this, I've got air.
Can you undo in Java?
Yes.
Oh,
that's the great function of
I was
Amulet.
playing with Phil and I was so
have-
scared. What if I do it wrong?
No, you have an undo button. So when I run
Wow.
operation, you will see that everything, you see, everything is disappearing
Right.
within this selection. But I have here edit, undo, and everything comes back. So that's a great advantage. For instance, when you say, I have a word like this one here, and all the sand, I want it to be grass, you can say replace, look for sand, and replace it by grass.
Wow.
And now
Mhm.
he's going to replace all the sand blocks by grass blocks. So in this tool, you can use, this is really the tool for world builders, you know. When you want to change worlds, when you want to adapt worlds, when you have a world and there are a lot of mountains in your way, for instance, while you just select the mountains with Amulet, you do fill with air and they're all gone.
Oh,
You don't have to
Yeah.
put them away one block by
which
another
I have
block.
done a million times.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
how they
yes.
make them, Pamela. And you see
Yeah.
all this number and you say, how long did it take them to fix that?
That's always the problem when teachers want to use Minecraft. They don't know these tools, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to
Because I'm
teach.
not a coder, I'm a teacher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's it. But that's what I'm trying to teach to my
This is very
my
cool.
to the teachers in my workshops. There are ways to use tools like this to get easily your worlds like you want them.
Wow. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
mostly the reaction I get, Pamela, from the teachers in my workshops. Also, they also say, "Wow."
Of course. What else?
Normally, I haven't started it yet this year because we have our organization MINT, the Minecraft Innovative Teachers here in Flanders. And normally each year I'm doing a 10 sessions about world building. And in these sessions, I teach things like structure blocks, things like command blocks, redstone, and also things like Amulet. Normally I start like in November, and then I have like 10 lessons, one a month. But because we changed recently we started recently with Mint, I haven't been able to do these world builder lessons. But when I do them again, I will surely post it in the teacher lounge. And if you want to, you can join. It's always with through Teams. I do it.
Thank you so much. I so
No problem.
appreciate your time.
I'm just
Yeah.
going to look for you for the link for. You have to be certain. Where do I have Amulet opened? Oh, I closed it already. But you have to be certain when you. Now I didn't I didn't save this world, but when I saved the world, these new stuff that I did, so I removed some things with
Right.
the air command, replace air command. But when you save the world as you should, these saves are really into your Minecraft world. Yes?
Okay.
Okay. But it's important that you don't have Minecraft Education opened when you use it using Amulet.
Okay.
That's very
So
important.
close the whole program. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to look where I've got this ME stuff. Amulet.